Positioning cooperatives for future business. That was the theme of the 2022 National Cooperatives Leaders Conference that was organized by Cooperative Bank of Kenya. It hosted over 100 cooperative societies and over 300 leaders participated in the conference. Here is a summary of the proceedings of the conference.
So the Cooperative Leaders Forum is a forum where we bring together all the leaders of the cooperative movement from across the country, across all the sectors, to just, first of all, equip them with adequate knowledge of some of the emerging issues in the industry, in the sector, some of the challenges, and it's also an opportunity for networking so that the leadership is able to network with each other.
We've discussed a lot to understand what makes great institutions become great. One thing which has come very clear is the dangers of buying bonds in the secondary market. Very key that at the moment, if you buy from the second market, you are likely to be booking a loss from initially. For the initial investment, you are just booking a loss. And so SACCO members need to be very careful.
The other thing that SACCOs need to do is they need also now to ensure that they are compliant with the law. There are certain requirements within the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act, which is basically the principal act that governs the fight against money laundering. They need first to register with the Financial Reporting Center as defined under the act. They also need to have internal mechanisms to identify suspicion and report accordingly to Financial Reporting Center.
We were learning about the unclaimed assets, and we've been able to be taken through a wide range of what is required and expected of us. We really need to be very careful that we are not actually dealing with people who are actually involved in money laundering.
And it's good that this time around we have been told the government has upgraded that one from 1 million to 1.5 million. So anybody depositing 1.5 million, we should report that one back.
What the law requires is that if you declare a dividend, for example, in the year 2021, if you don't have an account, probably money goes into an account which has been locked and the money comes back to your account, you are retaining it, and within the next 3 years, if they have not done the processes of who manages the estate of the deceased, then you are required to declare and give it to the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority.
If you look at what SACCOs are trying to achieve and what the banking or the financial sector space where we are moving into, the priority is actually improving the experience of the member or the customer. The next thing after the member gets a service, their biggest concern is on the security and privacy for their data. Improvement of the infrastructure operation is key for them when you look at it. Profitability becomes, because you have to be a going concern, your organization must grow, so profitability becomes very key. Cybersecurity management, top of the agenda again as well.
The banking sector is quite advanced matters compliance, so they are making sure that the SACCOs are not left behind. As much as the risk in these compliance matters, including cybersecurity, the risk could be medium currently, but we know that it could get high at any time.
The issue of ICT, I really enjoyed when I just heard that, the transformation of ICT and how it is important in the movement.
I learned about the transformation, how Cooperative Bank transformed, and we saw it was good for us, especially me, for my SACCO, to do transformation in efficiency and in technology.
We need what we learned here so that we can sustain. See, there is growing there, finding yourself there and sustaining yourself there. So this is very, very important. The lessons learned here about growing and sustaining the business is very important.
What we are seeing, we are looking now, is how we'll reach the youths and the women. But the only way we'll go is what we were taught today with the technology.
Without technology, we cannot move. The current membership that we have, average below 40 years or 35, they cannot come to our banking halls, so we have to embrace technology. And again, for efficient service delivery, we have to embrace technology.
Kenya is the stronger country in regard to the cooperative movement. When the national governments are looking towards financial inclusion, we need a cooperative business model to support them in that particular agenda. Kenya is an ideal model, and if we look at the cooperative bank, the bold leadership that has happened, and I've seen the circles in Kenya benefited immensely with this particular model.
The presenters that have taken us through is about compliance, knowing how we can comply on many issues. They have brought the best brains in the country just to take us through many things on governance, on technology, digitalization, exchange ideas, experiences, and also networking, just to know how can we run this organization in a professional way.
So the cooperative movement is not different from the companies, the listed companies, or indeed the country. And the tenets of good governance are the same. It's all about having a clear value system. It's also about having an articulated vision, very clear objectives, a strategy to get to your objectives, a structure that reflects that strategy and that supports it, culture and discipline in terms of execution of your strategy, and then the accountability.
It was so important that we engage with the bank and other associates who do the daily, so that at least we can talk about our problems and see how we can navigate them. Because if you just do it your own way, sometimes you might go wrong.
What we are trying to tell the SACCOs is some of them are very big in terms of balance sheet, in terms of size. They are billions in terms of what's available to them, and just enhancing 1 or 2% above what they're getting in the current markets, in the normal fixed deposits or normal money markets. They'll be able to see extrapolated benefits to the members, especially when you talk about the interest declared, which again goes back to members in terms of returns and also profiling of the daily lives of the member.
When you have standards, and therefore compliance standards, prudential, conduct, and all around, they are the rails that guide you. Okay. And playing within that is very important. And therefore compliance, you've seen that the bank, being a national cooperative organization, has played and prouds itself for compliance, and therefore it has grown. They attributed their growth and their strength to compliance and prudential compliance and all other laws. And for me as a regulator, that was resonating very well. And they have had to step in to actually assist institutions to comply.
SASRA, the regulator, has been regulating deposit-taking SACCOs. But there are many SACCOs that are holding huge deposits of members. And we have said under these regulations, SACCOs that are holding 100 million and above in deposits will also come under SASRA's regulation. And that has brought, in addition to the 175, an additional 185 non-deposit-taking SACCOs for regulation by SASRA.